Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. Rodrygo talks in progress according to reports today. A little bit on Alexander Isak as well, and him training by himself for whatever reason you want to put out there, Newcastle fans. He's training by himself. A little bit on Diaz, Konate, and also Malik Fofana links are back in the reports as well. What another good 24 hours for Liverpool fans. Ekitike medical today. Hopefully, we'll see some more about Ekitike tomorrow. I expect it to be done, certainly either tomorrow or the day after. And he will be certainly travelling over to Asia to join up with the rest of the squad later on this week. So, medical today. Flew to London this morning to get his medical done. Let's see if that is a done deal either tomorrow or the next day. Let's hope that happens pretty much soon with Ekitike. But let's get on to today's news. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Beefy straight in. Looking forward to another good chat today, everyone. And everyone then in Daniel, DB's in as well, Beefy. Make sure you do hit that like button if it will help us out massively. Hitting the like button, it puts us out into the YouTube world, and it does absolute wonders for us. It just takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. It really does. As DB said there, remember to do the fundamentals and like on your way in and sub if you are new to the channel. I'll say just to the channel, but DB can put amazing channel. I try to make it amazing, DB, I do. We are 20 subscribers off 1,000. It has been an incredible journey to this. See if we can get 1,000 subscribers tonight. I'll be absolutely over the moon if that is the case. Evening, Jen. I saw clip earlier showing Isak training on his own. I wish Newcastle would quit this and put us out of misery by letting him go. He obviously wants us. So we will be talking about Isak, Newcastle fans. We'll talk about it quietly. Oh, by the way, Brentford fans, I hope you're not happy about Newcastle fans talking about Wissa right now. You better be on them. If we buy Rodrygo, says Daniel, Isak dream is over. We all agree on no. We will ask that. We will certainly ask that. 20 more subs, said DB. Yep, and let's smash it tonight. Come on, you Reds. 20 more subs, guys. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. We are that close to 1K subscribers. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So let's get into today's talks, and let's get into today's transfer news as Liverpool as a whole. Rodrygo, so according to Santiago, who is a journalist, a very well-known journalist of Foot Mercato, there have been talks with Liverpool and Rodrygo's camp. And Rodrygo, according to Plettenberg as well, that Rodrygo is the main person to be looked at if Diaz is to go. And our favourite word is back, monitoring. Have not seen monitoring all summer. It's actually been buying. Done deals and things like that for this summer. But our favourite word is back, monitoring the situation with Rodrygo. And he is the main priority if Diaz does leave for that left wing spot. Hello, Prakash. How are you doing this evening? Smash those like people and subscribe to Jen. Ain't no way. 1 second, I'll be like, no, let's get it up there. Ain't no way spending 75 million and 25 million on 2 players. Hey, we've done it before. The weird thing about Rodrygo is his versatility, the same with other players have. We're not limited to what we can play. We can swap and change so much. I think Rodrygo would be a perfect if Diaz is to go, which it's looking much more likely every single day with Diaz. Bayern Munich are expected to come back with another big bid. Diaz clearly wants to go. It's been quite clear that has been set through reports and whatever else we've seen as well. I think Rodrygo's a perfect buy for that because not only does he cover that left wing, he can play up front and he can play on the right wing. And especially if Salah obviously going to AFCON in January, then it would be the perfect position for a perfect player to bring in Rodrygo. Casual Citizen said, I've lost my appetite for Rodrygo. If it's true about Real Madrid wants Maka, then I think we need to put the block on them now. Well, I think what we should do is get Rodrygo, and then that's it. No more contact with Real Madrid ever again. We're done. That's it. We're done. No more contact with him. But Rodrygo, guys, let me know your thoughts of Rodrygo in the comments. Like I said, I think it'd be a fantastic signing after that. I mean, where else do we go? Obviously, the Malik Fofana reports, we're going to speak about that in shortly. We're going to speak about Malik Fofana. Those reports have been coming out today saying we're looking at Malik Fofana. But from what the reports are saying, is that Malik Fofana would be the Chiesa replacement. Now, people are thinking Fofana, if Diaz goes, Fofana comes in. That's a replacement there. But what the reporter said today is that Malik Fofana is going to be the Chiesa replacement rather than the Diaz replacement. So therefore, the Diaz replacement still needs to be done. If Diaz goes, which 85% chance now he probably goes, if we're honest. So it wouldn't surprise me if Diaz does go. We do need that replacement there. We do need another forward for me. And I said this about Ekitike. Ekitike coming in, I think also big potential on the player. I think he certainly is going to be the number 9 unless Isak comes in, Magpies United. Unless Isak does come in, then Ekitike will be that number 9. However, I think he even needs competition or another forward that can play there to give him just a bit of breathing space. He's only a young lad. He's got bags of potential. I just don't want him to be over pressurized in that position for such a big club. I think Rodrygo, like I said, I think Rodrygo's versatility alone makes it the perfect signing. But the question is, how much are Liverpool willing to pay to get Rodrygo in? The report yesterday for Rodrygo was about £90 million. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I've always said the same about this. If Liverpool can negotiate it down, I think they will, because Real Madrid don't want him. That's why it seems to me, if Real Madrid want him, they'll keep him because Rodrygo's happy to stay. But if they don't want him and Rodrygo is to leave, then I think Liverpool have a little bit of a wiggle room in getting that price down regarding Rodrygo. I think they could certainly get it down. And would that be it? Would that be it? Would it be Ekitike and Rodrygo and that's it? Obviously, we're definitely need a centre-back. Mark Gahey being the one that's probably most likely now. Newcastle fans, another player for you there that you liked. But that is the most likely. But is that it? Is that it in the forward line? The reports yesterday said Ekitike coming in. That is not it. We're not done. We are not done. This is a summer like no other. It feels different and it looks different. It's not just feels different. It is different. It has been different. We're not standing about anymore. We've got enough money to go out and spend what we need to spend and ensure positions are filled up and with quality. Not just filled up with anyone. They're filled up with quality. And that's exactly what we need to see. And that's exactly what we're doing right now as Liverpool Football Club. We are standing on this and we are going, we are champions and we want to go again. And that's exactly what we should have done before. But we are doing it now and it's fantastic. Beefy said, I think we'll get Isak, Rodrygo and Ekitike. That would be outstanding business. You know why? We wouldn't really need to get a forward for a while. And because I think Rodrygo would then eventually, if Salah does go in 2 years, which, could be likely, obviously when his new contract runs out, Rodrygo could easily go on to the right. We need to sort the centre-back situation out after Diaz leaves and then get Rod as... Also, I think we need to replace Gahey from... we need to field to bring in Gahey from Palace. What the talks about Gahey with Palace, Jen, was the fact that Palace were asking 45 million. Liverpool weren't willing to pay that because he's free next summer. But, again, the longer that one goes on, I said last night, the longer that one goes on, the Gahey one, the more chance Liverpool get him for whatever price they want. Because it's going to get to the point where Palace are like, go right into the transfer deadline. Do we get money back from him, or do we lose him for free next summer? It's a tricky one. It's quite similar to what we have with Konate right now. Do we lose him for free next summer, or do we get the money for him now? But I don't think we need the money as bad as Palace do. That's the only thing. Palace might need that money, just the way Newcastle need money to get their signings in. So Magpies Unite, welcome in. We welcome any rivals in here. Whether it's Newcastle fans, Man United fans, whoever wants to come in, give us banter. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely, as long as people don't go over the line with things, that's absolutely fine. I welcome any rival in here. We're going to get a rival show going into the season as well, so make sure you tune in for that. So Isak suffered a fine, just said Magpies Unite, and had a sign that's why he's training alone, which would make a little bit of sense. But we'll, as fans, let's be honest here, Newcastle fans, as fans, you pick up anything. You pick up on anything, you want anything to give you more hope. Because if this was the other way around, and Newcastle fans were Newcastle were going for a Liverpool player, and all of a sudden the Liverpool player was playing on his own in training, Newcastle fans were jumping on it. This is just how it works. This is the transfer window. This is what it's about. If that is true, if it's just an injury, then fair enough. But we are going to speak about what Eddie Howe has said as well. Eddie Howe has actually spoken again. He needs to maybe close his mouth for a little minute, because he's actually spoken again on Alexander Isak, putting more worries into the Newcastle minds. The next bid, Diaz bid, will be accepted, said Beefy. I mean, that it's hard. What are they going to bid? What are Bayern Munich going to bid with Diaz? Because we've set an £100 million asking price on Diaz. And the reason why we've done that is because of what I think Saudi Arabia willing to pay Bruno Fernandes. Also, when the Saudi Arabian teams came for Bruno Fernandes, they're willing to pay £100 million. So therefore, we saw that and we said, well, that's what kind of valuation we see on Diaz then. But what I've got to remember is it's a bit different. I think Saudi Arabian price and Bayern Munich price is different for me. I'm not saying Bayern Munich won't pay that. I think they could, and I think they should if they want to get him. But I think we need to have some leeway potentially on Diaz. And I think this exact same with Darwin Nunez as well. I think if we really want to get rid of Darwin Nunez, the report today is saying that is valued at around £70 million. That's too high for me. That's too high for me. He has not proven in the last 3 seasons that it's £70 million. And they'll say, well, Ekitike is not £70 million. But he's an upcoming striker with plenty of age on his side as well. Regarding Nunez, if we really want to get rid of him, we need to push it down a little bit. Exactly the same what we're trying to ask of Wirtz, what we're trying to ask of Bayer Leverkusen. We're asking Palace to put their money down for Guehi. We've got to do the same thing for ours. If we want to... Diaz is different because we don't want to get rid of Diaz. I think Slott's actually planning to keep Diaz in his plans. It's Diaz that wants to go. With Nunez, we clearly don't want him. So for me, I think we need to come down a little bit on the price if we want to let him go, because it's not fair keeping him if we don't want him, and it's not fair for him for his development and his careers either. Greatest transfer by any club? I don't know about any club. I'd have to go through a lot of history there, Daniel, but it's one of the best transfer windows I've ever seen as Liverpool. Anyway, it's probably the best transfer I've seen in terms of what is it? Let's go get through the comments. There's so many comments here. I can't even keep up with all the comments at all. You guys are talking to each other and everything like that. I don't know which comments to bring up on here. I don't know which comments to let you guys just chat between each other. It's going to go through more. Surely we push for we make the push for Isak before Rodrygo. It depends. Like I said, Daniel, it all depends on if it's available or not, doesn't it? Rodrygo right now, as we stand here and sit here, Rodrygo is probably more available than Isak because Real Madrid don't want him. Whilst Isak it's all on Newcastle. It's all on Isak. If Isak pushes it and Newcastle allow him to leave, then it becomes, I think, all eyes will be on Isak. That's what it'll be. Hope everyone's doing well. Good evening, Rebbe. Nice to see you again. I keep trying to ignore this Isak fancy, but Eddie Howe is not helping. He's not helping at all, Rebbe. He really is not helping. And this is what I wanted to go on also tonight regarding Isak, because obviously Isak and training by himself, a lot of things can be seen into that. Oh, is he training by himself because the head's gone? Also, Newcastle United said earlier there it was because of fire injury, according to reports. So, but everything else added on to that, it's just more hope being added to my hope than expectation. I've got to admit, guys, I'm probably on like 10% now. 10% of I think it could happen. 10%. I'm getting higher and higher each day that it could happen. So before I go on to what Eddie Howe said, I'm going to go over another report today by Alex Crook saying that Alexander Isak's demanding $300K a week to sign a contract at Newcastle. Now, what my thoughts on that are is I don't know. $300K is a lot. It is a lot. And let me ask you this question, chat. Let me ask you this question. Do you think he's asking $300K off Newcastle, but would he accept less at Liverpool? Because I think he would. I think whatever happened before with Newcastle and Isak and the contract talks breakdown, I think the report saying Paul Mitchell, obviously the former director there, didn't want to go into... Amanda Staveley wanted to go into contract talks with Isak. Then Paul Mitchell came in and then cancelled them. Isak and his camp weren't happy about that, and his agent wasn't happy about that. Isak is probably the guy that gets them the goals. He's their main guy up front. He's not there. If they lose him, I don't think they're absolutely gone, but he's their guy that gets them the goals and gets them the wins in the end. He's their best player. I wouldn't say he's the best player fully. I'd say probably Gamerish or Tonali could be, but in terms of getting those goals and getting those wins, Isak is the main guy. So to ask for 300k to stay, I sort of get it, but I don't sort of get it because I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. I'm speaking here like I actually know everything. But if Isak does come to Liverpool, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a less wage than that. If that's the truth, 300k, that's what he's asking at Newcastle. I honestly think he'll take 220 at Liverpool. Because he'd have got his move. He'd have got his move that he wanted. And he would be playing for a better club, a bigger club, and in a better position, and challenging for what he wants to challenge for. But that's, again, I sort of, if he is asking for that, as a Newcastle fan, I'd be angry. It's like, that's a lot. You're asking a lot there for us. We really want to keep you. We absolutely appreciate you. And we don't know if he is asking for that or not. That is a report from Alex Crook, whether it's true or not. No one really knows, apart from Isak and his agent and the club. But I just think, it's a lot of money for Newcastle to say, all right, then, here you go. Because what was said the other day in the report was if Newcastle are to pay the wage that Isak's asking for, they might have to let others go. So how many players are going to have to sacrifice for Isak? And are they in a position to do that? I don't think Newcastle are. And this is why, for me, I can sit here and say, Isak is for sale. Because if he's asking for big wages with them, if he wants to stay, then they're put into a corner, really, and with nowhere to run and nowhere else to go. They're either pay him the wages that he's asking for and keep him, and hopefully for Newcastle, if they want to keep him, get him to sign a new contract, or and lose 2 or 3 players, or they get rid of Isak, keep the main squad, and have money then to buy extra players. It's getting to this point where I think Isak is giving Newcastle no choice but to sell him. That's what it feels like. But they can keep him. He's got 3 years left on his contract. There's no rush to sell him. But then it depends what they see this season and how they want to progress. Because if they get the money for Isak, they get a good whack in. Obviously, if Liverpool pay up, they'll get a good whack in. And then they could spend that then on elsewhere across the pitch. Talking about £30 million for Wissa, that's a bargain for me. They get Wissa 30 million. If we pay, say, 120 million, say we pay 130 million, okay, just for argument's sake, they've got 100 million left. And they can strengthen elsewhere across the pitch. They can get another forward in. They can get some midfielders in because they've got no midfield depth. They've just lost Longstaff. They've got about 5 midfielders. The only decent depth they've got in midfield is probably Lewis Miley. That's it. They need a centre-back. Certainly need a centre-back. They may be put into a position by Isak where they have no choice but to get rid of him, to sell him and get that money in. And that's, for me, that's what's adding to the hope and not the expectation, but the hope of him coming to Liverpool is Newcastle might not have a choice in the end. So let's go over what Eddie Howe said. And like said, DB said it was like 150 online here. Can 19 of you get up to sub and get the chance of 1K subscribers? If you're red, remember, you'll never walk on. We support our people. Let's smash the buttons and also likes people. Yeah, hit the like button if you can. It helps out massively in the growth of the channel. It takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds to hit that like button. And if you're new, we're live every single day, guys. Every single day. Sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a day to give you the Liverpool news and more. We've got big plans coming up this season. Watch alongs. We've got match previews, match reactions, and we've got some more things as well in the plans as well. So make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And so yeah, Eddie Howe, what he has said about Isak again. Eddie Howe, what are you doing to Newcastle fans? If I was a Newcastle fan, I'd want him to just be quiet now. We love him as a player. This is what he said. So we love him as a player. We love him as a person. We want him to stay. I'd never give the guarantee to anyone because I've been in football long enough to know that I could end up looking very silly, so I won't do that. The desire from everyone to keep him is as strong as it could be, so fingers crossed it will happen. And right now, whilst I sit here saying, oh, it's more hope and expectation of Isak coming to Liverpool, Eddie Howe's saying the same thing. He's living in hope. He's not expecting Isak to stay. He's not expecting him to go. He's hoping he stays. He is in the same. Eddie Howe right now, the manager of Newcastle United, is in the same situation as us Liverpool fans. We are hoping we get what we want out of this. Not expecting, we are hoping. That speaks volumes. And whether we've been shut down by Newcastle fans all we want, we've been insulted for simply whispering Isak. This story is not going anywhere anytime soon. And what Eddie Howe is saying should scare every Newcastle fan into what they don't want to believe. This could happen. Isak to Liverpool could happen. That's the facts right now. Eddie Howe is living in hope to keep him. I've been in football long enough to know that I could look very silly if I said he's going to stay. That conversation between Isak and Howe, Isak and Newcastle, must have explained a lot. At some point in that conversation, there has to have had been conversations of Isak leaving. There has to be. This doesn't happen. He doesn't say what he said and what he said on Saturday if it hadn't. And as I've said before, everyone that's been in these streams before in the last week or so, Liverpool do not approach clubs. Liverpool do not approach anything to a player if they've not been given encouragement to do so by the player or the player's camp. If Liverpool bid, we've certainly been given the go-ahead for Isak. Certainly. I'm absolutely certain. Paul Murray said, Bayern Munich don't have the money, just want to pay the money. They do have the money for Diaz because they were going to have the money for Wirtz until we came in. Munich later says, Pat, Diaz 75 million. Is that to come out right now? So I've not seen anything on Diaz, unless please someone confirm that in the chat. If Diaz and Nunez goes, you have to buy Rodrygo, said Ibrahima Koante. Yep, I think Rodrygo would be a brilliant buy. Absolutely would. We're not getting both. I think Rodrygo and Gahey welcome in. Duffers, you know what? If it is Rodrygo and Gahey for the rest of the summer, that's perfect. That's fine. Isak's just a dream. Isak's a dream. But if Isak's there and we get him, then I'm on the roof. I'm on the roof. I'm on the roof. Honestly, I'll be screaming down the road because that was my dream signing. Him, Wirtz, and Rodrygo were my dream signings. You can see that 3 months ago in a stream that I did. I heard Isak left with the team for Asia. Imagine. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that car this morning at AXA training ground as well. I'm not jumping on the ship. Hopes getting more and more hope every day. I don't want to get my heart broken. You know what though? You know what, Daniel? This feels different. This not feels different as in like it's going to happen, but it feels different because if Isak don't come, I'm not that bothered. Does that make sense? It's like I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to explain it in a different way. It's like having an ice cream. I'm enjoying the ice cream, but just then giving like, oh, you get an extra scoop. That's what it is. I've got 2 scoops of ice cream. Hot summer's day. I need it. It's beautiful. Got a flake stuck in it as well. Yum. Right, but and then the ice cream man. This is what ice cream man does to you. He says, "I'll give you an extra scoop. Just it's a nice hot day. You might need it." That's the Isak transfer. I'm already happy with the 2 scoops. I'm enjoying my ice cream. It's gone down the top. I'm enjoying it that much. It's literally dribbling down the top. I enjoy it that much. I've got ice cream all over, flake in the hand, melting in my hand. I love it. Perfect on a hot summer's day. Here's an extra scoop of ice cream for the house. On the house. That's what Isak is. So I'm not that bothered if he doesn't come, but if he comes, unbelievable. I'm happy with Rodrygo. If Rodrygo, Ekitike, and Gehi are the next 3 signings, brilliant summer. Brilliant summer. He's pushing for the move, said B. I feel like we deliberately asked for something he knew he couldn't give. He's using us for a new deal. If he's using it for a new deal, then fair enough. Let him have it. Don't really bother me. Mark said Isak injury to his fight, injury worrying. It's just precaution though, Mark. If you injure your fight in pre-season, you've got to train by yourself anyway. It's precaution. I want to keep him fit for the season, clearly. So game's going to come thick and fast now. Pre-season's here now. They're going to have like 2 or 3 games in a space of what? And then season starts literally in a few weeks. It's not even that long till the season starts. I feel like it's Liverpool who told Isak for 300k, so we can ask them to lower his price if they can't pay that. Potentially. If there is contact with the DJs, with Isak's camp, then that's a possibility. If Isak stays at Newcastle, then he will have no ambition. But it's not really no ambition, really, because I think Newcastle's actually got a good thing on. Good thing going on. It's a bit like having a go at Gerrard for no ambition. Gerrard was loyal. I know Gerrard was born in Liverpool and stayed in Liverpool, but we weren't really going to be we want title challenge every year with Gerrard. He deserved it. He deserved to have the team that we have now. Gerrard deserved the team that we had now, but I'm not going to have got him for not lacking ambition. He just wanted to win with Liverpool. 220 plus bonuses, says Frank. Newcastle won't pay that kind of money in wages. They can't, Paul. They can't pay that money. And that's a big problem for them. And that's why it could get to the point where they have no other choice but to sell him. They might have no other choice. 1.2 million a year to Daniel. 124 online. Thank you all. Way more 124 now, DB at the time. That's how far behind I am in the chat. You guys are just absolutely going in on the chat. So if you want to see David Cry on stream, you know what? I reaching the goals that I want to reach, it would be unbelievable, DB. And if Fatia comes, and I want to be surprised because it means a lot. It really does mean a lot for everyone that has subscribed and everyone that has liked as well. You've been absolutely amazing for everything. Big up, like and sub, said ACDC. Newcastle could just stop playing hardball and free Isak. It's clear the lad wants out. Eddie Howe's words are not helping anything. They're not helping anything regarding Isak. They really aren't. Newcastle are their worst enemies. Sell a player wants to can't afford these 300k money. That will get help with new players running their club plurally. It's an hard one, though, isn't it, Mark? It's hard. It really is hard. Just say you're a business owner, you own a shop, and your best worker is there, and your best worker wants to leave, but you can't afford to keep them. It's hard. You're not going. You need to keep him, really. If you feel like you need to keep him to progress, you don't want to lose your best players in order to progress. But sometimes you can lose your best players to progress. But are they guaranteed that? That's the question. They could have their Coutinho moment. They could lose Isak, improve elsewhere on the squad, and have that Coutinho moment where they get better and better. But there's no guarantee of that. They could think they have the Coutinho moment, sell Isak, and they get worse. It's a very, very difficult situation to be in for Newcastle. They've just got to make sure they do the right one for them. Isak loading, says Ale, PS 2010. Believe. You know what, mate? You know what? Honestly, my belief is going up and up each day. I started at 5% at the beginning of the week. I'm now on 10. Let that be even bigger by the end of the week. I hope it is anyway. Good evening, everyone. That is coming in. Make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would help us out massively. We all know that he wants to go to Liverpool, so why don't they just take the money and they can rebuild? It depends if we put a bid in as well. If we get a green light, I think we'll put a bid in. But we've got to get that green light. Let's get some more things in there. Isak or Rodrygo? Oh, that's a question, that casual citizen. That is a question, that you know. Isak or Rodrygo? That is a question, you know, because Rodrygo's versatility makes it difficult. And now we have got Ekitike as a striker. We don't need a striker as bad. Guys, leave in the chat. What do you think? What do you think to Isak or Rodrygo? If Isak holds back if we get Isak and we can't get a defender because of the money we spent, or then I'd have to go get Rodrygo. I'm happy either way, to be honest. It's a nice dilemma to be in, isn't it? It really is. Look what we are. Look at the dilemma we're in, and Liverpool fans. Look what dilemma we are in. We just won the league, and we're saying either Isak or Rodrygo, or potentially both. What is going on? What is going on? 5 years ago, I was just crying just for some depth. 5 years ago, we just needed to replace Lovren. We needed depth. And now we're talking about, we've already done incredible business, won the league, Rodrygo Isak. What a question. What a question, and what a moment we are in right now. Keep liking and subscribing, folks. We're all smashing it so close to the 1K now. Absolutely amazing, guys. It'd be unbelievable if we can get to 1K. It really would. If Alex Isak signs, he better prepared not to buy anybody for big free windows. I'm a Newcastle fan. Let's see if he goes Far East. That'll be clear for what's happening. I think if we bought, like, say, if the perfect window comes to the end, we've got Gehi, Ekitike coming in also this week, Isak and Rodrygo. We don't really need to buy much in the next 2-3 years, really. That sets us up for a long time. I'd say we need a DM and a Van Dijk and a Salah replacement at some point if they do go at the end of the contracts. Other than that, I think we're good. Mamardashvili is there for Alisson when he does leave at some point. We are good for a good few years. Thank you so much, Beefy, for your donation. Thank you so much, mate. After Ekitike, we'll get Rodrygo, Isak, and Gehi. Beefy, if that happens, honestly, I might cry. Because that is just one of the best windows I've ever seen. And like I said, if and only if we get all those, it'll be unbelievable. Because go back 3 months. Go onto our channel right now. Go onto our YouTube channel. Well, watch the stream first. Watch the stream. Make sure you're watching the stream first. After the stream, go onto our videos on our channel and go back on our recording stream we did. It was called 3 Ambitious Signings That Liverpool Should Make. Mine were Wirtz, Isak, and Rodrygo 3 months ago. So if that were to happen, I would be gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. All right, lad, just subbed. I don't get what I don't want Isak to injure Pro. Get Rodrygo in to replace Diaz. I'll be more than happy in this window. Wow, said Randall, sorry. Yeah, either way, like Isak coming in will be unbelievable. Rodrygo coming in will be unbelievable. The Coutinho money was a blank check. I swear it's never ending. You know what? People are laughing at Coutinho money, but that Coutinho money was actually a real thing, because even Klopp said we needed that Coutinho money after. But yeah, it would be unbelievable. So let's have a look at what people's answers are. Anyway, now I'm catching up with the chat here. This chat is actually unbelievable tonight. Isak or both? Someone said both. Yeah, Beef said both. Real McCoy said Rodrygo. Reba said Isak. The problem isn't the money. That's shambles. No CEO, no DF, and rejections from almost every target. Money solves part of it, but not all. Hal said, yeah, they were talking about the other day. Someone said about it's Eddie Howe that's sorting the contracts out, which makes no serious again. That makes no sense at all. Rodrygo says, Clint, I have a feeling we end up with Rodrygo and Mateta. You know what? I wouldn't actually be happy. I wouldn't be bothered about that either. I think Mateta's a very good player, and I think Mateta can certainly give Ekitike a run for his money and keep him on his feet. Anyway, since Diaz is leaving, we need Rodrygo. Then Isak. 8 to go. Sub to shut me up. If you want to, I don't spam the chat. 8 more subs to go for 1K, guys. 8 more subs. Can you be that 1,000 subscriber? Can we get to 1,000 subscribers tonight? That would be absolutely. It'd be up there with Liverpool's window. It really would. It really would. And I get that. I get the concerns about Isak's injuries, but I won't worry too much. 5 years ago, we had Cashley now on it. What a tight ass he was, says Chopper. Hato can play DM. Hato's a very good signing if we got him in. 6 more to go, said DB. This has just been unbelievable. So let's move on. Anyway, Newcastle fans, you can stay with us if we are moving on from Isak. We're not going to talk about Isak all night. We'll try talk about everyone else. But yeah, make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys, if you have just joined us as well. So let's have a look then. Let's have a look. So there was talks about obviously Malik Fofana. So I'll talk about players coming in. Obviously, Malik Fofana was another player that we were linked to quite a bit before. Obviously, Lyon had their problems with going down in the league and League Two. Malik Fofana, very, very, very talented player. Bags of potential again, but would it be a good signing for Liverpool? That's the question. It's a tricky one because we've got Rio Ngamoa there as well. Would a Malik Fofana coming in stunt the growth of Rio Ngamoa? Potentially. But the good thing about Fofana is he's quite versatile. Can play on the right, can play on the left. So it might not do it too much. It might not stunt Rio's growth too much. I think we need really, for me, Rodrygo's better because Rodrygo is a natural winger. Is already going into like his best parts of his years. Malik Fofana is just still a young lad, plenty of potential. But what today's reports were saying is that Sasha Tavolieri said that Malik Fofana is not the Diaz replacement. This is very important. He is actually the Chiesa replacement, which makes a lot of sense. And obviously, Chiesa's not going. He had a little knock the other day, Chiesa, but he's not going to Asia. He's not going in the squad in the preseason tour. And the reports are coming out that Chiesa is still going, despite talks about him potentially being a forward, potentially being a striker, potentially playing up front this season. There's still talks about Chiesa leaving. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. Because if Chiesa goes, Nunez goes, Diaz goes, I think we could need 3 forwards coming in. I'm happy to keep Chiesa. I think Chiesa's a very, very good player that hasn't been given a chance, that deserves the chance. Play right, play left, play up front. I think it'd be an incredible to keep him. But if he does go, it does need replacing. But then again, the emergence of Rio Ngamoa would be unbelievable. Jayden Danns, we don't know what's going on with Jayden Danns this season. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go on loan? I think he definitely needs a loan. He didn't get that loan move really last year because he got injured. But yeah, Fofana, guys, get me in the chat what your thoughts on about Fofana. And everyone is saying we got to 1K. Wow. We have got to 1K. Weber says 1K. Congratulations. Wow, guys. That is amazing. Congrats on the 1K of Talking Birds. Thank you all for amazing work tonight. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for getting us to 1K. That's unbelievable, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone that comes on every single night. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. This is going back to you guys. Everything I do on this channel goes back to you. I want to entertain you guys. I want to make sure you get great content. I want to make sure you guys enjoy the chats every single night. I want to make sure you enjoy the content we do. That is all I want to do. I put everything back into you guys. That's all I want to do is just create a community where people can really enjoy talking football, enjoy talking Liverpool, enjoy talking football as a whole, having banter with each other, rivals coming in, having banter. This is what I want to see. People being an amazing. You guys are just amazing. Honestly, absolutely amazing. I'm quite speechless. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Thank you, guys. We're not stopping here, by the way. We aren't stopping here. 1K is just the start. We are going further and further, and we are going to make incredible content. I've said this all the time. If we get this channel to where we want to be, the bigger the channel gets, the better the content gets. I can actually, I honestly, I can assure you that, guys. I really, if I want to make it a career, obviously, but I want to make sure I do good for you guys. I want to make sure the content is brilliant. That is my end goal. Thank you, everyone, guys. I am overwhelmed. I'm a bit speechless, I'm honest. Yeah, thank you so much. We'll go on to Konate as well. Obviously, I don't know what to say, guys. I'm actually speechless. So, yeah, Isak possibility. Rodrygo, more of a possibility. Fofana, still a possibility. Gehi, I'd say Gehi's more likely than anything. Ekitike, medical today, pretty much done. I expect Ekitike to be a Liverpool player announced tomorrow or the day after. He will be travelling to Asia to meet up with the squad. I don't know if everyone watched. I watched it earlier, actually. I watched the inside training. I thought it was very interesting. Watched the guys playing Uno. That was quite fun, actually. Florinvert's watching on. And you know what? Who I absolutely love? Frimpong. Frimpong is a character. I think us signing Frimpong, also he's a brilliant footballer as well, but the character he is just absolutely amazing. He gives everyone a laugh. He's always having a laugh. He's always getting everyone to be happy and things like that. It's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. His Frimpong. Brilliant signing. So let's get on to Konate. David Lynch has spoken about Konate. Positive news on Konate, guys. Positive news on Konate. It's always been, it looks like it's going. It looks like he's going to go to Real Madrid for free. I've actually got some positive news on Konate. David Lynch has said, speaking to people close to Konate himself at the moment, I still get the feeling that the priority is to renew at Liverpool. There are talks there, but it's stuck in the moment. It's not progressing. So there is a priority for Liverpool to renew with Konate. Konate could be renewing. That is brilliant news. That is brilliant news. That is the news that we want to know. We can get all these players all we want. We can get Isak in, Rodrygo in, whatever. Keeping a player like Konate is just as important for me. It absolutely is so important that we keep Konate at Liverpool. He has been sensational since joining us. At his injury problems, yes, we know. Couple of ups and downs, but last season, that first 2-3 months, he was our best player. And to keep him would be unbelievable. It really would be unbelievable. And I think it also sends a message out to the rest of Europe, and especially Real Madrid. It happens once, have it. You're not doing it again. So to keep Konate off Real Madrid and keep him at the club would be a statement. It'd be just as big as a statement for me than Wirtz. Just as big as a statement than getting Isak. It'd be a statement saying, Real Madrid, you think you can run things, you're not running things like that anymore. SG said Rodrygo will be perfect for us. I'm lost for words as well. DB, I'm absolutely lost for words. 800, yeah. I mean, we've been working really hard the last couple of weeks to ensure we get you guys good content. That's all we care about. Ibu looked very happy in the inside video. He did. To be fair, though, actually, Ibu always looks happy. He's always pretty much happy and happy as it gets. One of the best characters in the squad. But it would be very, very important if we were to keep him. It really would. Frimpong down to earth, good people around him. Yeah, you could tell he has brilliant family. You could tell he has brilliant people around him. He absolutely is a down to earth player. This Salah and Van Dijk all over again to drag, so I expect choosing to ignore it for now. I understand that, Harley. I do understand that. Like, we could be waiting. We've still got, obviously, his contract runs out next year, so we've still got a whole year to get it sorted. I'm not as panicking as I was with Van Dijk and Salah, because Van Dijk and Salah, we weren't doing anything else. We weren't doing anything else in the meantime. There was worries about us transfer windows and things like that at the time. Right now, we are standing on business. Right now, we are doing unbelievable business. So I'm not fully worried on Konate. I actually have faith now in the club and in the team behind the doors to sort things out if Konate does leave. So right now, my thoughts on Konate, I still think he probably will go next year for free, but hopefully he does sign. That is the hope on Konate. It's hope, and it's more hope than expectation with Konate. Gehi probably for me would probably come in, but then again we'll need another defender after that as well, because France's gone, Gehi's gone. We can't be too short. We can't make the same mistake we did in 2020, 2021, wasn't it? When Lovren went, we didn't replace him. Waited for another year for Konate. We could have replaced Lovren and then still got Konate a year later. But instead we didn't. Wait until the season with 3 centre-backs, 2 injury prone. We can't do that again. We can't do that again. We can't keep making those same mistakes. We need to ensure this season we go into that season ready in all positions. Right now, we've got Van Dijk, we've got Konate, and we've got Gomez. Konate and Gomez are injury prone. So it's quite pretty much a similar situation to what we was in 2021. Pretty much similar situation. So we definitely need a centre back. Definitely need a centre back. And if Konate goes this summer, well, then we need two. Definitely. Otherwise, we are playing with fire there. Just a little bit on, before we do go, a little bit on Luis Diaz as well. Obviously, there were reports yesterday about Bayern Munich potentially coming back in for Luis Diaz. Rejected was it £57 million bid for Diaz before? We rejected one. So, yeah, Bayern Munich have to come back in. There was a report about, I think, was it Al Nassr that are coming in for £100 million potentially? That's a lot. But Bayern Munich know if they want to get him, they've got to pay up. Maybe not the full money, but they've got to pay as close as they physically can to it. Just be like us and Wirtz. We didn't end up paying Wirtz fully, but we paid enough for me, to get it over the line. That's what Bayern Munich have to do as well. So, Counter Sport build. Liverpool and Bayern Munich are optimistic that there will be an agreement for Luis Diaz. At the weekend, they learned that Liverpool should be ready to talk. Bayern Munich are ready to pay 75 million euros. Still not at the fee that Liverpool are asking for. That is an issue. But will Liverpool budge? And I think that is a question on him and Nunez. If Liverpool budge on Nunez and Diaz, I can see them both going. But that's up to Liverpool. Right now, guys, let me ask you a question in the chat. Let me ask you a question. If you can certainly get Diaz, if Diaz goes and Rodrygo comes in, is that brilliant? Or would you rather keep Diaz? Because I've been thinking about this. Diaz, for me, I've always said the same. Anyone that's been watching this channel for a long time, everyone will know what I've said about it. If Diaz stays, I'm happy. If Diaz goes and we get a good replacement in for him, I'm happy. I'm happy either way. But I personally would rather right now Rodrygo, because Diaz for me has shown that he wants to go. I'd never want to keep players that don't want to be here, because it's just bad vibes. Number one, I just don't like it. And number two, we need a replacement, and what a better replacement than Rodrygo. There's not many better replacements out there than Rodrygo. The ones that are out there that's better than Diaz, they're already taken up and they're not moving. Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, players like Yamal, they're already out there, not getting taken anywhere. Rodrygo is better than Diaz. He's got a bigger ceiling than Diaz, and he's younger. It makes absolute sense for him to be the one. I mean, everyone in the chat is saying Rodrygo, and you absolutely agree with that with me. Rodrygo, an upgrade for sure. I said just for laughs. Rodrygo says Weber, I speak from experience, is amazing. He's unbelievable. He goes under the radar at Real Madrid because of all the superstars they've got. I would rather keep Diaz. Rodrygo is overrated, I believe. Oh, that's a different opinion. But that's absolutely fine, though. If you believe that, that's absolutely fine. People I won't argue either way, because they are quite close to each other in terms of ability for me. They're not far off. It's not like chalk and cheese here, where there's a clear distinction who is better and who is not better. Rodrygo said Beefy. Duffer said Rodrygo as well. Don't mention Lovren, said Jen. And Rodrygo all day said Prakash. Diaz is a baller, said the game. Is anyone linked to Darwin? Have we overpriced him? Younger said just for last. Rodrygo can play in some. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Rodrygo can play in more positions. He's younger. He's got a bigger ceiling. And right now, for me, he's better right now. He's more clutch as well, especially in Champions League. We've seen that for Real Madrid. Just going to get into what someone said up here. 1 second. So yeah, Blade asked here, is anyone linked to Darwin? Have we overpriced him? So Napoli wanted him for quite a while. Darwin was waiting for Napoli for quite a while as well. But according to the reports that we have overpriced him, there was a report today that we have valued him at £70 million. For me, that's not good enough. If we are wanting to get rid of Darwin Nunez, we need to put that price down. And anyone that's watched Luis Steele, shout out to Luis Steele right now, because obviously his YouTube channel is brilliant, and I love how he does his YouTube channel. Go to watch Luis Steele's YouTube channel. Go watch his yesterday's video that I did on that, and he said he agreed that Darwin Nunez should not be that much. Should not be that much. Based on the 3 years he's had at Liverpool, he is not worth that money. And I've said it many times, 95% of players are overpriced. However, if we are wanting to get rid of Diaz, then we have to put the money down. If we don't want him, we've got to put the money down. It's the exact same as Rodrygo and Madrid. If Real Madrid don't want him, I think there's wiggle room for them to put the money down because they don't want him. We need to do the same with Nunez. We can't keep a player that we don't want and Slot doesn't want. Beef said there Nunez prices are good for Saudi, but you can't expect Saudi just to come in for his players all the time. You can't do that. They might not want Diaz or want to pay that. I lost the news. I saw Isak's agents flying to Liverpool tonight. I don't know if it's lost the source or I was reading. Where have you seen that? I've not seen that. Don't say we've got some amazing breaking news tonight. I don't think that would be out right now. There's nothing. I've not seen anything on Isak, guys. Nothing on Isak. But it is watch right now. Right now, whoever Newcastle fans are still in there. If you went off and to watch something else, M&L, whatever you want to watch. It's a watch his space on Isak. That's what it is. It's a watch his space. This story is not going anywhere anytime soon. And the more things are being said, the more reports coming out every day, the more likely it's going to happen. ADR is not helping things at all. At all. No Italian club will pay that decent money for anyone. They don't have the cash to splash. Darwin will go for 70 million euros for sure. And I don't blame them, though. I don't blame Napoli playing that. Yes, it's their main signing, but at the end of the day, it's not worth £70 million. We need to just take the hit on Nunez and just accept that he isn't the player that we bought. It's as simple as that. We can't. What did we buy him for in the end? Was it £79 million? Because so we didn't pay the extra add-on, so it won't £85 million altogether. Anyone know what the actual fee was we paid for Nunez in the end without the add-ons? Because if the add-ons get hit, obviously the appearance and things like that, it goes to £85 million. But we hadn't done that. So we can't take a small loss on we can't take that much small loss on Nunez when he hadn't done fuck all for us. Only thing I will say is it is July. Remember how many mad panic deals you see on deadline day? 50 to 60 million pounds. They'd probably take into the window. As I'm saying, there's still plenty of time left, guys. The transfer window such on September the 1st. It continues into the season. There's still plenty of time left for Liverpool to get Rodrygo, Liverpool to get Isak, Nunez to go, Chiesa to go, Diaz to go. There's a lot of time left to get this thing done. It seems like it's the end of the window already because we've done so much. We've done so much business. We don't usually do business like this. We're never usually this prepared. We usually get one signing early and then that's it. We don't do anything for ages and then we panic at the end. That's usually our stuff because we've done Ekitike's coming in. We've done Kirkes, we've done Frimpong, we've done Wirtz, Mamdashvili, obviously come out of this year's budget. We've done so much already that it feels like it's the end of the window, but it's not. There's still so much of the window left. So 1 hour ago, Liverpool's interest for Rodrygo has moved to an advanced stage. I think that's pretty much what we said earlier, though. I think that's pretty much what we said earlier about talks being started. Breaking news on Liverpool done now. Keeping a close eye on Toulouse centre-back Charlie Cresswell. The 22-year-old is firmly on the radar of the club's recruitment team after being scouted on multiple occasions last season. So, yeah, we're definitely in for a centre-back because obviously looking at Charlie Cresswell there for Toulouse. Mark Gay, he's another centre-back we're looking at as well. So, we definitely are going to get a centre-back. I can absolutely assure you that. Ekitike is going to be signed this week. A centre-back should follow pretty much soon. So, yeah, there were talks of, Isak, the Isak stuff is a fire injury. Ad scan this week explains leaked photos on social media of him training alone, which sent Liverpool fans into meltdown. Okay. That's a Newcastle journalist saying Liverpool fans into meltdown. We're not having a meltdown, lad. We're chilled. We're sat here. Cup of tea in the hand. We're chilled. Liverpool fans are not having meltdowns over Isak. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, we'll just go win another title. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine with us. And by the way, Last person I remember having an injury when they wanted out was Coutinho. Wonder what happened there. Mark said here, Rodrygo for me, given that he's not had much time at Real, he's feel unleashed with the Reds. What a window this has been. It's really linked with so many players. It's been an unbelievable, Mark. It really has. It has been unbelievable. Just trying to stream, and Isak news says James. So let me keep me updated on Isak. So Isak was training by himself, but according to reports, that is a thigh injury. Whether he's got a thigh injury or not, who knows? But Eddie Howe again has pretty much said a lot that I don't need to say. Saying like, I've been in the game long enough, so I know if I say something that is guaranteed to stay, basically, then I'd be silly if it don't come true. Yeah, I think Eddie Howe is doing enough. He's doing more than reports that need to do. Forget your reports about, Isak's Liverpool interested in Isak. Isak wants to move. Just listen to Eddie Howe talk. You'll know where Isak's head's at. He tells you pretty much everything. Rodrygo or Isak, does it matter though? Not really, Daniel. No, not really. Ekitike Rodrygo's fantastic. Ekitike Isak's fantastic. It doesn't really matter either one. Both, and then wow. Both and wow. That's all I have to say to that. Yeah, what an incredible week, guys, in the transfer window. What an incredible week on Talking Reds. As you've seen tonight, if you've been watching all night, you're watching back of the playback, we have hit 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. Wow. You guys in the chat, you guys that have subscribed, you guys that are liking the videos every night, you are amazing. You guys mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to this channel. And like I said before, we will give you everything back. Everything that you do for us, we put into the channel. We make sure the channel is giving the best content, the latest news, everything that you want as a Liverpool fan, everything that you want as a football fan. That's what we'll give back to you in this channel. Thank you, everyone. Everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone that has supported us. Thank you, everyone that has subscribed. I'm absolutely overwhelmed by hitting 1K tonight. Thank you, everyone. And like I said, every time, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. What's next? 1K now. What's next? That is the question. I want to reach different heights now. We want to make this channel the better. The bigger the channel gets, the better the content gets. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. You are all amazing. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll speak to you all tomorrow, guys. Have a good night, guys.